So folks, I brought out some beautiful porcelain here, which is a high fire, high kaolin clay. It's very luxurious to work with. It's not as plastic as our terracotta. It's a lot more cracky. You might even be able to see that here. But it is beautiful stuff to work with. It's very smooth. And that is why I have pulled out some of this porcelain, because we need a smooth clay to make a stamp. And we need to make at least a dozen stamps of various kinds, and including a stamp that will serve as the signature for our piece. So, I'm just going to get some of this porcelain. It's pretty sticky. I'm going to get it prepared, because of course we know that you get the clay prepared and then it begins to dry, and you will find that for making stamps, sometimes it's good to make a stamp with wet clay, and for things that require more precision and more carving, sometimes it's best to let the clay set up for a while. And sometimes it's even good to use clay that is bone dry for stamps, because you can really get some accurate cuts without the clay pulling and pilling. So stamps are of every shape and size. This, I hope you can see, is a it's convex right now, but when it's stamped into the clay, the shape, the dome of this stamp will make a concave stamp, and these lines, which are now incised, will be raised. So it's a question of shape and counter shape for stamps. Okay, but you can make them quite big. So before this coil, before I roll it down anymore, I'm going to cut some big stamps. Okay. And make them so that you don't lose them. Make them so that you can handle them easily. So maybe I'll do 2. Okay. Now I'll take this and I will roll it down smaller, because maybe I want to make a stamp that is about, how about this size? Okay. Now, this is not to say you can't make stamps out of terracotta. This terracotta has no grog, no sand in it, so I can make a stamp pretty easily. I can roll this one this way, or I can stamp it this way, or I can stamp it this way. But I am not sure what RISD is going to provide us for our studio class clay, and if it's a groggy, sandy clay, it's not great for stamps because it's hard to carve. So here's sort of some mid-size going on to the smaller size. Maybe I'll make one size sort of in between. How about that size? Is that good? So really, making a stamp is a printmaking process. What you carve in will be raised, and what you raise will be stamped in. Think about that for a while. And also for a signature stamp that might be about this size, right? You're going to want to think of a way to do your initials so that they are backwards and interesting. Okay? The outside of the stamp can be circular, or you could tap it into a triangle, or really, you could even use your initials to be the exterior of the stamp. And I hope that makes some sense to you.